Hi everybody and welcome to episode 11 of the MyMuddlings podcast. My name is Julianne and I'm your host, and I'd like to welcome new and returning viewers to my podcast. What's today's date? Today's date is the 25th of October, I believe. You will have to forgive me today. I am not feeling 100%. I don't think I'm going to be quite as bubbly as I usually am. You could probably hear I don't sound quite the same as I usually do. I have some sort of allergy, sinus problem, cold, I don't know what it is. It's just making me feel very tired, very flat. And of course this week had to be the week that, because we're renters, we had an inspection, so yesterday I had to clean the house. And today I had to mow the lawns. So I've not even really had a lot of downtime to be able to relax. After I record this podcast and edit it, I'm going to just sit down and do some crafting and just try and relax and get over whatever this is that's plaguing me. So yeah, that's that's just a little disclaimer. If this is your first time watching my podcast, this isn't what they are all like. You could probably tell I haven't bothered to put any makeup on. My eyes are too watery and they feel too puffy, and I'm not going to bother putting anything on them. My hair is still a bit damp from my shower. And I'm obviously wearing my glasses because my eyes are so irritated. So forgive me, you get to see me in all my glory today. This is what I look like most days. So hopefully it's not too offensive for you. I don't really have a lot to talk about today. I have been in a bit of a crafting slump, I think you could call it. I've just found myself at night, I'm just so tired at the moment that I'll pick something up and I'll do a few stitches and then I'll put it down, and then I sit for a little while and then I pick something up and then I do a few stitches and then I put it down. So yes, I haven't really done a lot. Let me try and think, what was I working on last week? I haven't got anything finished. I'm very, very spacey today, so please forgive me. I don't think I've finished anything. Pretty much what I've mostly been working on is this. So as you can see, it is no longer a thing. This is the hand-dyed yarn that I dyed for the Clara dress, which is for my new niece. And this has 333 yards in this ball, so it's not a huge yardage. It's a fingering weight. This is my bamboo sock base, so that's merino, bamboo and silk. And the pattern for the Clara says minimum yardage of 274. So I thought, oh, I'll be fine with 333 grams. But no, I've knit, the first time I knit it, I frogged it twice. The first time I knit it, I knit the larger size and I went, nah, I'm definitely not going to have enough for this, so I'll frog it and do the smaller size. And I got almost the whole way through the skirt and I'm looking at it and I've got this tiny little bit of yarn left. I'm like, there's no way that I can knit a bodice out of that. So it's back to being a ball. And I haven't actually decided because this was always intended for my niece, but as I said, it's quite a small yardage, so I don't know whether it'll be enough for me to make anything for her. So yeah, this is kind of just going to sit for a little while I think about it. So I think I still want to knit the Clara dress, but I will be obviously using something that has a little bit more yardage. And unfortunately I don't have any more of the bamboo sock in stock at the moment, so I can't just go and dye another one, unfortunately. So we're just gonna leave that for the moment. So that's the first thing that I was working on. It's great, isn't it? The second thing that I've been working on is I mentioned a shawl design last week, and I finally got started on it. And this is some yarn that I've had in my stash for a really long time. My sister actually purchased this for me in the first year that I started knitting, so that was 2013. And this is by Shawn Fibres, and I don't know if she's still selling, because I haven't, every time I've checked for her recently I haven't seen it. But anyway, this is the truffle colorway, and this is I think it's just 100% merino fingering, so it's sort of a lot of purple and grey and green and brown in there. And basically the beginnings of my shawl is here. So it's kind of a leaf motif. It's probably really hard to see without being blocked, but you can kind of see the spines of the leaves in there. And I've just got some I-cord on one side, try not to get it in the shadow, and then I've just got slip stitches on the other side. And what I'm attempting here with I've got an invisible provisional cast on, is to knit the border of the shawl and then come back and pick up along all of these slip stitches and then work short rows back and forth for the body of the shawl. So I think I'm about halfway through the border. So yeah, I mean, I'm just doing this on the fly. I've not written anything down. I've not really done any calculations other than my initial sort of stitch count. So yeah, I guess I'll keep you posted. But that's what I've got so far of my new shawl design, or my first shawl design really. So that's that. I've been working on that, and the only other thing I've been working on, I've just picked it up again, and I've probably done 2 or 3 rounds, is my crochet top. So I think I'm up to 17 rounds of 28, I think is what I need of this. So yes, so I've been working on that. Not much more to tell you, it's just lots and lots of double crochet. So so yes, that's pretty much all I've been working on. I'm just trying to keep things what do you call it? Sorry. trying to keep the project number down of projects that I'm working on. I have been doing some spinning. That's probably the thing I've been doing the most of. I got a bag of Tiddly Bits by Sit and Spins, which is Robin of Treadle Handspun Yarns, and that's one of the things that I've been working on, and it's really fun. I have to say, I was actually surprised, having seen pictures on Instagram of the Tiddly Bits. I thought they were bigger than what they actually were, and when they arrived I was like, wow, these are tiny. Not that that's a problem, because it's still 100 grams of Tiddly Bits, but it's in pencil roving as well, which is something that I've never worked with before, and it's also superwash, so it's been really interesting to work with these, and I think I'm actually going to go grab them. Okay. Alright, so this is a Tiddly Bit. And it's just a really small, I think I weighed it, and they're approximately 1 gram each, so they're really tiny. Excuse me. And it's just like a pencil roving that Robin hand dyes, and it's, as I said, it's superwash merino, and they come in a bag like that. So that's Robin's card there, and yes, so you get a 100 gram bag with a little, she puts a little card in, I won't get it out because of the crinkling, but that's a little label for your finished yarn. So yeah, so they're 100 gram little Tiddly Bits, and this is my first 50 grams that I've just got here. And basically what I've been doing is I'm just picking one up completely random. I'm keeping the pot slightly behind me so I can't really see, and I'm just putting my hand in, taking one out and spinning it. So I guess that one will be my next one. And I do have the bobbin here because I've had to take it off my, so that's what I've got so far. So it's just very, very random. The pencil roving can spin quite thin, and I've had to take it off my Traveller spinning wheel because I got it secondhand, and I don't know that it was put together quite well, and I find that the two arms that hold the wheel actually wobble a lot, and I tried tightening them, and somehow the bolt that you tighten from underneath, like the platform, it's working its way out of the arm that's holding the wheel. So I need to take it to my dad to have a look at. So I've had to take this off, but thankfully, because I have another Ashford style traditional wheel, I can just pop this straight on the traditional and keep going. So yes, that's been taken off. So that's my tiddly bit spin. And then the other spinning that I have done is this little thing. Oh no, there's one more thing, but I don't have that handy. This was pretty much a test skein that I did for my vintage Wee Peggy wheel, because I hadn't actually really spun on her. I've had her for a little while, but I hadn't really spun on her. So I had already started, I had a bobbin already done of this. This is just some ready spin in their Aran colourway, which is pretty much just a natural. So I spun up what else I had left, and just have some 2-ply. I think it was 168 yards I got here. It's about a sport weight. So the Wee Peggy doesn't spin terribly tightly. As you can see, it's quite a fluffy looking yarn, which I actually quite like. So I'm thinking I'm going to dye this up and make myself a hat, I think, because it's actually quite consistent. So other than being probably, you know, slightly underspun, I plied it quite tightly. So when I finished plying, it was actually wrapping back on itself quite a bit. But once I have washed it, it hangs nice and straight now. So yeah, I'd like to dye this one up. I'm not quite sure what colour I'm going to do just yet. And yeah, knit myself a hat. So I'm looking forward to that because it's nice and squishy, and I like this yarn. It's very nice. And the last thing that I've been spinning is some Sweet Georgia fibre that I have got recently. It took ages to get here. And the one that I've started, I'll put a picture in because I don't have anything handy to show you. It's tumbled stone on their superwash BFL and nylon blend. So I've never spun with a nylon before, a nylon blend, and I love BFL, and I've never spun with that before either, and it seems to have quite a short staple length, and I've been struggling a little bit with it. But I'm doing that on my Wee Peggy, so that's why I kind of wanted to free up the bobbins and get this off, so that I could start that Sweet Georgia spin. And being completely enabled by Rachel of Welford Pearls, I'm spinning in order to knit a Daybreak by Stephen West. And I have two colourways. I have the Tumbled Stone, which will be my main colour, and I also got a braid of superwash merino nylon in the Tea Leaves. I think it was a limited edition Spinzilla colourway from Sweet Georgia. So I'm going to spin both of those up as a traditional 3-ply, and with the Tea Leaves, which is, I'll try and put some photos in so that you can see what everything looks like. The Tea Leaves is a bit more variegated, so I'm going to split it and try and spin the plies identically, so hopefully the colours will mostly line up the whole way through. So yeah, that's what I'm working on with my spinning. As I said, I have been having a few issues with the superwash on the very short staple of the BFL. So yeah, that's been quite a lot of adjustments, especially because I'm on a new, sort of a new to me wheel. Like, I've had the wheel for a while, but I've never really done a project on it apart from this. So yeah, it's kind of learning about the wheel and trying the new fibre. Maybe I'm doing too many new things at once, but I think I've got my correct flow down now, so it should be okay. I'm using actually got also enabled by Welford Pals. I've got a wraps per inch. I put a picture on not Facebook, Instagram, which I'll insert so that you can see. It's the Sukaploki. I'm not quite sure how to say it, but it's a wraps per inch card, and it's basically got little grooves in it that you can lay your single in to see if you're getting the right wraps per inch to get the yarn that you want. And I did initially want to do a singles yarn like Rachel did for her Daybreak, but then I realised that it's superwash yarn, so I can't felt it and get the single to hold, so I thought it was probably a bad idea to do a single. So I am now doing, as I said, the traditional 3-ply, and according to an article, I'll put a link in the show notes, I think it's called Ask the Bellwether is the website that I saw. I'll correct myself in the down bar if I'm wrong, but she has a whole blog post on how to get what size singles you need in order to get the weight of yarn that you want once it's plied. So I've been using that, and I'm spinning my singles at about 28 wraps per inch, because that was her recommendation, that because a fingering weight yarn is 14 wraps per inch. She said that you would want to do your singles for a 3-ply at half the thickness of what you finally want, so 28 wraps per inch, so 14 to 28, because obviously you get more wraps the thinner the yarn is. So that's what I've been working with, and hopefully it'll all work out. It is yet to be seen. So that's my spinning. I think I'm going to wrap this up pretty quickly so that I can go back and hibernate and introvert and hopefully heal myself of whatever I'm suffering with. The only thing I really wanted to talk about is, actually I do have something more. I'm sorry. I told you I'm so scatterbrained, but I just wanted to quickly show you. This is my Dogwood Blanket. I finally got to block my first square yesterday, so that was my hand spun that I've spoken about before, and this is for my new baby niece. So that's what the Dogwood Blanket is going to look like, and I'm going to knit another 4 of these and seam them into a blanket. So just very quickly show you that one. I had it sitting here and then I completely missed it. The last thing is a shop update. I'm going to have a small one this week. It's not a lot there, only 2 or 3 colourways I think, which I actually didn't bring to show you. Definitely follow me on Instagram. I will post photos there once I've taken my pictures for Etsy. But I did want to talk about quickly, I am doing some Christmas kits to put in my Etsy store, and that will consist of a project bag, a your choice of 2 different colorways on 2 different bases, and a set of stitch markers. So I'm still waiting on the charms for my stitch markers to arrive, so I can't show you those yet, but I can show you the colorways and the bags. So I have 2 different types of bag, or 2 different patterns of bags. They're both the same style, and this is the first one. So it's just a little box bottom zipper pouch. You can see my little label there. So yeah, it's just a box bottom pouch, you can see, and then just a zipper, and then some spotty lining. So this one, I was going to call it Oh Christmas Tree, but then I saw Nicole from Q Loco is actually doing a Christmas kit, and she called hers Oh Christmas Tree, so I don't want to be accused of copying, so I'm going to have to try and rename this one. So that's the Christmas tree bag. It needs a bit of a press, so don't be too upset. It's got quite thick interfacing, so they will actually sit up by themselves. So that's the O Christmas tree. And the other type that I have, oh, still got thread on it, is some stars. So it's the same design, and then I've got the same polka dot lining inside to kind of match. So that's the two types of bags that I have, and I do have I will be having 4 of each in kit form, and I have some of all of the fabrics left. So I was thinking, because these aren't huge, they're a good probably sock size, sock to shawl size bag, and so I thought what I would do with what I have left is to make some larger larger shawl to sweater size bags, so and they will be sold separately. So I'm going to quickly wrap this up now because I'm having all sorts of technical issues, and all I really had to talk about was my 2 Christmas colourways, which will be part of the kit. And I have 2 colourways, and you can choose to either get it on my regular fingering base, which is 100% merino, 393 yards per skein, or the bamboo sock, which is 75% merino, 20% bamboo and 5% silk, which is 333 yards per skein, and that was the one that I was using for the Clara base. So you can see it's quite a lot of sheen to that because of the bamboo and the silk. I don't have any of my Christmas colourways dyed on that actually at the moment because, as I said, I'm out of stock. But I do have them on my regular fingering. It will look slightly different on the bamboo because a bamboo won't take the dye the same way as wool will. But my first colourway, which you would have seen last week, is Bar Humbug, which is grey with the Christmas colours of yellow, green and red speckled through. So that's Bar Humbug. And the other choice is Christmas Lights. So got the Christmas colours of, I'm a little bit unsure about the yellow. I was hoping for sort of a gold, but it's a bit yellow. But it's the Christmas colours of your green and your red and your yellow, and then I've got this speckled, which actually went a lot pinker. The pink kind of spread. I wasn't intending for that, but I don't hate it. And it was like supposed to be speckles of the colours of Christmas lights. So that's the 2 colourways. So you can choose one of either of these colourways and your bag. So there'll be 4 of each. They should be up in the store, in my store, hopefully next week. So I'm going to leave it there. My phone is about to die. So thank you very much for watching. I apologise again for how all over the place and how flat I am today, but I did really want to get a podcast out, and thank you to Shara and Carmen for your well wishes on for me to get well soon. So thank you for that. Thank you for tuning in. Please check back next week, and hopefully I'll be feeling better then. And have a great week. Happy crafting. Bye.